The stage looks like it's just about set for our second winter storm of the season. An Arctic frontal boundary moves through late tonight and early Thursday morning, and that does set the stage for cold air moving back in with temperatures at or below freezing to start off in the morning. May briefly warm back up in the mid-30s, briefly, but very cold Arctic air, the coldest air of the season, will be moving in as this area of low pressure tracks from Mississippi and Alabama just to our south and then continues to scoot on by to our north and east, bringing a swath of wintry weather. Now, out ahead of this low pressure, probably going to see a little bit of a wintry mix developing by around mid to late morning tomorrow. A little bit of sleet, maybe a little bit of rain mixed with some snowflakes. Sleet is anticipated initially as the atmospheric column, a little bit of warmer air, but also a little bit of dry air may help to evaporate some of that moisture initially and causing some ice pellets. But the cold air will be sufficient, and some of that cooling from the top down will continue to change that over to all snow from midday into the afternoon. And during the afternoon and evening, that's when the snowfall could be a little bit more moderate to heavy at times. By the way, this is a classic favored storm track for snowfall in East Tennessee. Whenever we see a low pressure generally coming to our south and west, and to our south rather, and tracking to the northeast from the southwest and moving just to our south, that's a favored track. Northern sections of the low pressure to the north and west, that's where you see most of the accumulating snowfall. So all that just to say, this is a favored track for snow. All right, here's a look at that storm track that will continue to move by to our east, wrap around cold, breezy winds, pulling in that very cold Arctic air, and a cold, dry area of high pressure then settles in. As the snow tapers off for your Thursday evening, that very cold area of high pressure builds in Friday morning with temperatures expected to dip down into the teens and single digits. Matter of fact, we were not in the teens all of last winter. So this will be the coldest air by far, not only this season, certainly we're just in early January, but basically in two seasons, two winters, if you will, as we did not hit the teens last year, and we're going to hit it early on this year. Keep in mind, winter just officially began December 21st, so just a little about over 2 weeks into winter here. So that's a look at our forecast. Now, a lot of different details to get to. Here's the timeline for your Thursday. I mentioned that chance for a little bit of sleet mixing in mid-morning. The early morning commute looks fine and dry. Early morning looks fine, but mid to late morning, that light wintry mix changing to snow around midday. And for the afternoon and evening commute, snow showers likely through the afternoon and early evening. Travel impacts likely throughout the afternoon and evening, so don't let your guard down. Again, heads up, be advised, snow showers likely, snow-covered and icy roads are expected for the afternoon and evening commute. As that cold air continues to move in, the snow will taper off in the evening, taper off as flurries, but boy, the breezy winds, and then just going to seal in whatever is falling, it's going to stick around. No pun intended, because it is going to be very cold in the teens and single digits as we go Thursday night into our Friday morning. So that's the key. Regardless of how much snow falls, anything that falls is going to stick around and have a high impact on untreated road surfaces. That's the key message we want to get across. Wintry weather expected pretty much everywhere, varying amounts. I'll show you those amounts in a second. But whatever falls has a chance to create snow-covered and icy roads because of the cold air and the colder ground. So that's why this system will be a little bit different compared to the last one. So there's a look at 9 a.m. wintry weather on the plateau. Noontime moving into the valley, maybe mixed with sleet initially, all snow for afternoon and evening, and then tapering off to flurries. After about 7 to 8 p.m., most of the main accumulating snow will wind down. And then Friday morning, again, 15 in Knoxville, 8 in Jamestown, about 10 in Crossville, about 12 La Follette, Wartburg, up to Williamsburg, Kentucky. So very cold air heading our way for Thursday night into Friday morning. Okay, so let's review the impacts. Moderate snowfall, several inches are possible. We've got the amounts coming right up, but that moderate snowfall with cold air in present and the colder ground will create snowy and icy roads. So a high impact on travel and a high impact with the cold air moving in. Very cold Thursday night, Friday morning, as you saw, teens and single digits. So that's a look at your moderate to high impacts from the snow to travel to the cold temperatures. Here's the official winter weather advisory and the alerts for much of East Tennessee. In the advisory area, a general and broad 1 to 3 inches is expected, at least possible. Again, 1 to 3 inches, lower amounts further south, higher amounts to the north. Winter storm warning for higher snowfall amounts. That's the difference between an advisory and a warning. A warning has higher amounts versus a little bit more of a severe threat level, if you will, compared to an advisory. However, Impacts will be widespread all over because of the cold ground and the cold air. Here are the amounts. Winter storm warning snowfall amounts 3 to 5, maybe 4 to 6 inches near the Tennessee, Kentucky, and Virginia state line. 2 to 4 inches on the plateau. 1 to 3 inches further south here in the Central Valley and along the Interstate 40 corridor. Further south of I-40, lower snowfall amounts because there's going to be more of a mix of sleet, some rain and snow, and just less snowfall in general. And with the track, so a trace to 1 inch, probably looking at least a ½ inch to 1 inch in general there. 3 to 5 inches plus the mountains and 2 to 4 inches for the foothills. So once again, further north of 40, higher amounts of snow up near the Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia state line and northern counties in East Tennessee. We're going to keep you updated, of course, as the system moves in. Mike, Rebecca, Cassie, and myself, we're going to keep you updated throughout the day on Thursday. All right, looking back at today, we hit 52 for a high today, and that's good news. It warmed up. 27 was a low this morning, but again, as we look ahead to tomorrow's system, that swath of wintry weather expected all across the Tennessee Valley. All right, chilly tonight, 29 for the low, partly cloudy, and then again tomorrow, snow showers are likely, becoming breezy. Winter weather advisory, 36 for the high, but not for long. It's going to fall below freezing by afternoon and evening. That's when we could see those snow and icy roads. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Very cold Friday, a low of 15. Highs below freezing, 31. So whatever falls will stick around on untreated roads. We get the sunshine. Sunshine Saturday looks great in the mid-40s. Sunday looks warmer with rain showers expected.